Hello, thanks for joining me for another review. Today I've got a beer from Doc's Beers and this is their hard graft. There we go. So as you can see, a session pale ale then coming in at 4% ABV. It's brewed with Citra, Simcoe and Sorachi Ace hops. These guys are out of Grimsby in Lincolnshire, on the east coast of the UK. So this is a 330ml can then. Any other information here? Graft in a glass. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops and yeast. Contains gluten. Brewed and canned by Axholm Brewing Co. in the Church, King Edward Street, Grimsby. Doc's Beers. This is a best before 25th of April of 2020. Nice looking can then. So they kindly sent us a bunch of beers for a Good Beer Live show quite a while ago, back in November. They sent us the 3 beers for that show and 3 others. One was the Bowline. They sent me an extra can of that, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Nice to get another can of that. This one, the hard graft, and the overtime pale lager, which the review will be coming up at fairly soon. So I wanted to crack into this and do a proper review to these very kind, it's quite lively actually, very kind people over at Doc's Beers, or up at Doc's Beers for me, because I'm down in Kent. So a bit not an aggressive pour, but it's definitely produced just over a finger and a quarter ahead. It's going to go down quite quickly. Some tightly packed bubbles around the bottom, but up top it's more of a kind of a, yeah, it's going down fairly quickly, so lots of bigger bubbles on top. But yeah, so it's like a slightly hazy kind of pale ale these days, as you'd expect. Kind of a slightly darker shade of orange, I guess, but yeah, it's getting aroma then on this hard graft. Nice light citrusy notes, nothing too crazy as you'd expect. Bit of lemon pith almost, slightly kind of drying. Bit of pear drops. Very kind of aromatic, that sort of thing. Smells lovely. Let's pour a little bit more in, we'll give it a taste. There we go. Cheers. That's very pleasant. Nice kind of almost sharp kick. Not sour, but it's definitely got that slight edge to it where it's very kind of sharp, kind of bitterness or whatever it is in this beer. I don't know what it says about. It's got barley and rye malt, so yeah, there's a slight kind of sweetness, I guess. That sharpness is definitely coming from that, I'd say. But there's a nice kind of play on the hops on this one. Slightly earthy almost. Not like the British hops, of course, but yeah, it's got that lovely kind of aromatic kind of, maybe a slight pine edge as well. Slightly drying. That's a really pleasant pale ale. Really nice. I know, yeah, it's really lively as well. Look at that. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, these kind of low ABV beers these days. Well, they're becoming more popular in the UK, but yeah, this is pretty decent. Back in a sec. Sorry about that. Lost my train of thought completely now, but yeah, I was interrupted during a review, so there we go. So we'll carry on. I don't know where my train of thought was, or speech, or whatever, so you kind of get what I mean. But yeah, this is a decent beer. A little bit piney, a little bit punchy, nice amount of citrus, bit of bitterness coming through now. Now it's starting to settle a little bit. It's a lovely pale ale, as already said. Let's pour the rest. Yeah, it's a little dribble there. That's about it. So that's cool. Yes, it's a lovely beer. I mean, this is a really very drinkable, approachable beer. Bitterness might put a few people off for a pale ale, but yeah, it's got a bit of body to the beer. The rye and barley are really kind of lifting this beer up. I think this would be a great beer to try on draft. I think it'd be really nice. But yeah, for me then, in terms of a rating, then I'm going to give this beer a 7.5 out of 10, which is a 3.75. I think it's a nice beer. It's definitely worth picking up if you can find it in your area or whatever. Yeah, really nice. It's a great beer from Doc's Beers, and it's their Hard Graft Session Pale Ale, then 4% ABV. Pick it up. There we go, that way round. Out of Grimsby. Yeah. So I've got another beer to come from them. Their pale lager. So yeah. Right, over to Untapped then. This has had 1,101 total check-ins then on this beer. It's had 649 ratings then, and 64 in the last 30 days, coming in at 3.71. So yeah, I'm giving this a 3.75. It's a very nice beer. It's definitely worth picking up. Thanks again to the brewery and the folk there sort of send me that package down in November. I really do appreciate it. Very kind of you. And yeah, check them out. All the links are down below for the other reviews that I've done, plus the Good Beer Live we've done with 3 of their beers back in November. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching then, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.